I think we will talk. We'll talk about the picks. We'll talk about stuff already happened in between downtimes. I call out when it's new picks or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I got my TV right here, so I'm
Oh,
good.
good to go.
Welcome, people. It's a From Our Perspective day, man. It's a From Our Perspective draft day. Johnny Manziel, whatever else Drake said in that song. But it's draft day. I'm one of your hosts, Dion. No AKAs for me today, but I'm joined by Q, aka Captain Hater. See if he hits us with anything else.
AKA, man, the top hater, the best hater in the business. You know what I mean? What's going on?
So I mean, hey, it's draft day. Usually, I don't know what it is about the draft. Every year I get pissed off because the picks take forever.
They do.
But every year, for some reason, I find myself watching it. I don't know how they get me every year. NFL doing something, but they get me every year. But it seemed like the first four picks went as chalk. Caleb Williams, you got Jaden Daniels, you had Drake May, then you had Maserati Marvin Harrison Jr. It went chalk. Your Titans, they drafted a tackle. Let's go ahead and ask you about that before we get to the shocker of the night so far. Right now, they're at pick number 14. New Orleans Saints is on the clock. But
Okay, so I felt good. I honestly thought Joe Alt. I thought Joe Alt was gonna get to us. I really did. So when he went fifth to the Chargers, I was like, okay, I wanted the tight end out of Georgia,
yeah,
Bowles, however you pronounce his name. That's who I wanted. But then I seen we got that tackle out of Alabama. My sister said it best when we was on the way home from dinner. She said Alabama don't really put too many bad tackle offensive linemen in the league.
nope. They at least put some. They at least serviceable tackles.
They don't really miss too often. Like the biggest miss I can think of is Trent Richardson. But other than that, Alabama don't miss too often. They gonna give you at least a decent pick.
Yeah.
So I'm confident in him. I'm happy with the pick. My son, let me tell you, dog, my son, because I was listening to Nick Wright. What's right? What's right with Nick Wright? And he was doing his mock draft, and my son said it earlier. He said, "Man, watch the Titans pick somebody Duty Water." I'm like, man, we ain't gonna pick nobody Duty Water. So then once we drafted this guy, my son said, "Oh my God, we picked another horrible player." I said, "Yo, you don't even know. You just coming out with the hate." And I see where I'm Captain Hater. That's Captain Hater Jr. in there apparently. That's my chat. I'm rubbing off on him in the wrong way. You ain't supposed to hate on your team. Hate on
No.
other people's teams.
And a lot of fans they hate on offensive line draft picks because it's not the sexy pick, and a lot of times it's not a big impact that you're really noticeable. But a lot of some of them offensive lineman picks, Jason Kelsey, Zach Martin for my team, Trent Williams, like some of them they make impact. It might take a year or two for you to actually notice it, but them offensive linemen are probably the most important position outside the quarterback, obviously, probably the most important position because they keep the most important position upright and able to do his job correct. So the quarterback is probably still an issue for you guys, but you guys got to tackle.
I'm confident in what we got.
But
I'm happy.
speaking of quarterbacks, though, the shocker of the night, which I was shocked, Atlanta went out. They dropped a bag off to Kirk Cousins' front steps. And then they decided to draft Michael Penix Jr. I love the player. He's a good player. Not surprised he went as high as he was. Feel like he would have went higher if he didn't have the injury issues. But the fact that you dropped all that bag to Kirk Cousins just to draft his replacement, like it looked kind of funny. You're looking a little funny in the light, Atlanta. I understand if Kirk, I think they gave Kirk a 4 year contract. If you just, I guess they just expecting Kirk to be there for only maybe two.
Mhm.
But why would you even sign him for a 4 year contract? I don't know. But they looking funny in the light to me right now for making that pick. I like the pick. It just doesn't make sense.
So me, right? I think the pick is if you go spend all of that money, why not invest in him?
Yeah,
Especially this year. It's the first year. So I personally think it was a waste of pick. And not because of who it was, but because of what they already got.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a waste of pick. I, draft the draft. You got to. So they've been drafting offensive players for years. So draft. Get a defensive end, get a defensive tackle, but then y'all traded up. So then y'all wasted picks.
Yeah, again, there was some tackles still on the board. There was a quarterback still on the board. There was a receiver still on the board, but you chose to go Michael Penix Jr. Again, don't hate the player, don't hate the pick. It just didn't make sense. Looks like we got somebody up in here. Hunter,
Yo,
how's it going, Hunter? Welcome
turn
to
my
Football
video real
Perspective
quick.
Podcast Draft Day Edition.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
How's it going? We talk a lot about the Tennessee Titans and the Dallas Cowboys, so we wanted some other people's perspective
Gotcha.
on their favorite team. So go ahead and tell the world your favorite
Well,
team and what you
my
expect.
my team's picking at 25.
Okay.
So I got a bit to go. I got a bit to go. I'm the fan of the Green Bay Packers.
Okay,
Proud fan of the Packers. It's gonna be a minute before we pick. I have no idea who they're gonna pick because every single year I've wanted them to pick a different player, and they've taken somebody I have no idea who the hell he is. So that's kind of what my stance is on the draft nowadays.
Well, I'm already not a fan of the Green Bay Packers.
Well, hey man, it says something, don't it?
Yeah, I'm a hater towards y'all. Y'all did me wrong. Y'all didn't
Hey
have to
man,
hurt me like y'all did last.
hey man, if you ain't used to it by now, I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody else said.
How many times in the playoffs? How many times in the regular season? I think, personally, what I think it is, I think it's Mike McCarthy. I think he's got a little bit inside trading going on, I could be something, because every time they played the Packers, he hasn't won against the Packers ever since he was the coach of the Cowboys.
That is true. But anyway, so
no, we're not gonna speak past that. You think I'm not gonna have time to hate on the Cowboys? You think I'm just gonna let this prime opportunity go by? I gotta get this off. First off, I don't think it's McCarthy. I think it's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the problem. Jerry Jones has always been the problem.
How long has that been the problem? That's been a thing that's been talked about for years.
So he just added on to his problem skills by hiring McCarthy.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is the problem and always will be the problem. Because the Dallas Cowboys, let me tell you something. One thing you could depend on is death, taxes, and the Dallas Cowboys losing when they're supposed to. When it's time to win, when it's important for them to win, they gonna lose. Because that's what they do. I appreciate y'all.
As long as Jerry's in the building, I definitely think so. They need a fresh perspective on reality when it comes to the Cowboys.
I will say, fellas, I don't disagree with y'all right now. This offseason has been horrible for us. From my perspective, I don't know who we're gonna get because we need so much.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're gonna go after.
I'm surprised y'all didn't make a single move at the beginning of free agency.
We didn't do anything. I know center is a big sore spot. We need a tackle or a left guard because we let.
We're seeing right now all these premier tackles going off the board.
Yeah, so we're probably not going to premier tackle.
Y'all pick at what, 24?
24.
Somebody could be there.
I've just started listening to podcasts because I had to take a break from the Cowboys for a while. I
get that feeling. Back when the Packers were losing back-to-back NFC Championship games, man, my ass was not a fan for a week or two. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to be about it because it's just like, man, it was just the same shit over and over. I know exactly what you're going through in the sense of you don't want to hear it. You're tired of hearing it. It's the same shit all the time. So your time will come, brother. Don't you worry, though.
Yeah. So I
just started time ain't coming. My bad.
I just started listening back to
Jerry Jones. Hey,
I think we're gonna trade back,
or he's gonna die. You say death, taxes and the Dallas Cowboys losing, I mean, Jerry Jones out of the picture, maybe.
What you
like I
what you
said,
got, Dion?
I think we're gonna trade back. I mean, that's what everybody's been saying that we should do. We need more picks. We don't have a fourth round pick because we used it to pick up Trey Lance, our emergency third quarterback at the moment, and probably will be the emergency third quarterback this upcoming season because we still have Cooper Rush on the roster on contract. That's neither here or there. I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. I'll be shocked if we make a pick. I think we're going to trade the pick and get more picks because we just need that damn much. Because
Yeah.
we did not set ourselves up for success in free agency at all. You're supposed
Do
to.
y'all have cap room?
We apparently we don't because they not because they. This is Dak's contract year, and he is holding us hostage. I'm not gonna say Dak's holding us hostage. Dak's contract has a huge cap hit, and all they have to do is re-sign him to a contract extension.
Yeah.
Why they haven't to lower the cap hit, I don't know why they haven't. They should.
Well, they lowered the cap hit, but it was only about like $5 million.
Yeah, but they could lower it by just giving them a full contract extension.
Sure.
They're gonna have to give them They're gonna have to give them
Yeah,
somewhere
I mean-
between 55 and 60 M's, but that's the going rate for a high quality quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
shit,
don't
being
know.
a Packers fan, I know about kicking the can. We got to eat some of this money this year, but next year it's going to be a spending spree for sure.
I don't know. So we will see what we do. We didn't set ourselves like that. We didn't set ourselves up. What you're supposed to do in free agency is set yourself up to where you
That
got
way you don't have to take a need in the draft.
yeah, so you don't have to make a need and you can just select the best player available. Looks like the Colts pick is in. Team right down the road from us
They
is
take Latu. I think it's how you say his name. Probably not.
Latu Edge from UCLA. So
That's
they
a
got
solid player.
All right, so here's
Best
the thing.
defensive player taken the entirety of the draft.
I mean, that's cool.
15 picks of straight, or 14 picks rather, of straight offense.
Let's say something. I don't care about the Indianapolis Colts, so we just gonna move on about them because let me say something. We discussed the Cowboys too long. First of all, I don't understand why
We
we're talking
did.
about them as much as we are. And then, as a Titans fan, I don't like the Texans. I don't like the Jaguars, but I hate the Colts. So nobody care who they pick.
There's that, you tolerate some teams in the division. Like I imagine probably, being a Cowboys fan, you probably tolerate the Commanders just because they haven't been nothing for a while. That's kind of how we are with the Lions, at least me personally. I don't like the Vikings. I hate the Bears. So the Lions got to pass for now until they start whooping our ass like they have been the past few years.
So I can't stand the Colts. So we gonna move on from the Colts. Go ahead, Dion. You take back over. My bad, dog.
Man, I ain't got much to say, man. It's a lot of dead period right now, though. But while we got some dead period, let's talk about the team that drafted first. They got Caleb Williams. They got the Washington receiver. They did a lot to help out Caleb Williams. Where was his energy with Justin Fields? Like that man, he got Keenan Allen, he got DJ Moore, he got Romeo from the Washington Huskies. That man got options. He got weapons. They set him up for success.
So let me tell you what I think about that. If they hadn't did all of this for Justin Fields, maybe Justin Fields would have been a better player. If you had invested in him like you invested in Williams with the USC quarterback. He's a USC quarterback. I mean, besides Carson Palmer, what are we talking about here? If you took the time to invest in Justin Fields, you wouldn't have had to. Now you could have had 2 first-round draft picks instead of picking timeout. Why do you got this Packers thing on? I can't even finish my day.
I'm talking about the Bears, man. Come on now. You don't want to shoo away the Dallas Cowboys. You want to shoo away the Colts. We talking about the Bears?
We got to talk about them because they had the first pick and the 8th pick.
Definitely the topic of conversation. I get it, but I had to represent when you're talking about the Bears now.
I respect it. I don't know if I would have did that much, but I respect it.
I can do much more. You give me some time, I'll do way more.
Nah, we could. We cool. We cool where we at. We cool where we at. Now, if they had invested in Justin Fields, he would have been a great quarter. I think he would have been a great quarterback if he had the same amount of weapons. He didn't have the opportunity to have the same amount of weapons. I get he had more last year, but then you add on Allen, and then you add on this first round draft pick at wide receiver, Alfred Williams.
They cooking with grease up there in Chicago right now. I mean, as a Packer fan, Hunter, how are you feeling? The division is pretty strong right now.
The Bears still suck.
The Lions is probably the top dog right now. It's you guys, it's the Bears, and it's the Vikings coming in at last place. The Bears, there's a chance that the Bears could. There's gonna be some. I can see some people doing some. The Bears is a sneaky pick to win the division. They're gonna start talking about that here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because they got nothing to talk about for months and months. After this draft, what are we gonna do? You know, it's the grass season after the draft.
Well, we got basketball to carry us. So I'm
talking about football. I'm not gonna say it. They just squirt out anything when
I'm not gonna say it. In all honesty, I'm not gonna say in all honesty. On my division picks, I'm gonna put in on FanDuel before the season. I'm gonna put Green Bay. I think Green Bay, the way they finished the season off, Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the division. I'm gonna put Green Bay to win that division with the Lions second, Bears third, and the Vikings.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Lions can keep this momentum going. Yeah. Honestly, because if the Lions can keep this momentum going, they got something cooking. I know they just re-signed their tackle and they signed St. Brown, so they definitely, they definitely got a future. That's for sure. It's just a matter if they can keep this momentum going, keep this high going.
Hold on. You said you going with the Packers one
in the division.
Why?
I think the Lions will have the second year slump. They had some success. I think they'll fall off a little bit. I think it'll be a tight battle between the Lions and the Packers. The Packers, they finished the year off very, very strong. They very well could have made to the NFC Championship game as they took the 49ers to their limit.
Now keep in mind, we're the youngest team in the league.
Yeah, and they finished. As much as I hated watching that game, watching them whip our ass, as much if you watch them towards the end of the season, they was probably one of the hottest teams. They started to put it together again. They was a young team that started to put it together towards the end of the season.
First year starting, by the way.
And it showed in the playoffs as they dominated the Cowboys and they took the 49ers to their limit. Like the Green Bay Packers very well could have won that game if a bounce here or there would have went their way. And who knows what would have happened if they would have faced the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Who knows? I mean, big stage on Thanksgiving. The Lions proud themselves on that Thanksgiving game in Detroit. I mean, it was a big stage, and granted, Dan Campbell was calling some questionable calls on fourth downs, but like you said, a couple bounces, it could have gone our way.
So I'm assuming you disagree. You don't think the Green Bay Packers will be the team to beat in the NFC North?
If the Lions can do what they did this year, like they did this past year, it definitely gives them a run for their money. I mean, like you said, and like I agree, going into this offseason from what they did in the playoffs is spectacular, especially being the youngest team. Jordan Love's second year now going into as a full-time starter. I mean, we got a new defensive coordinator, so who knows how that's going to work out. If the guys are going to pick up on it quick. I was begging the Packers to get rid of Joe Barry after the Tampa Bay NFC Championship game. So, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We're talking about the Lions having a second-year slump. The Packers well could have that second-year slump. I'm not a fan that's just going to be talking like, hey,
this our year every year type
situation. This our year every year. Hey man, we got a young team. We're gonna be killing it. I mean, there could be a chance that Jordan Love just doesn't have the same year he did last year. But I mean, it's probably unlikely. But it's the NFL. The NFL stands for not for long. So how long is this window of opportunity for Green Bay? Did we open it? or was it just a little draft coming in the window? I don't know. I think
How,
I think
how
he
do
got
you,
something special, but only time will tell.
how do you see it, Q? So you raised the question like you wasn't too sure about the
I'm
package.
not. So when I talk to Hunter, I'll be sure. But now I'm sitting back thinking about it. It's like, well, the Lions, I don't know. The Lions might run that back,
Yeah, so it's all a matter of time. I mean,
especially
they
if, depending on what they do in this draft, if they hit the needs. Because I'm thinking the defense played good last year. I would like maybe another wide receiver for them to be more for sure in them.
yeah, but they got that
But
tight end though.
but I think you need another receiver.
You got that premier tight end. I mean, you give him 6 to 7 touches a game. I mean, shit, you're cooking.
St.
Because
Brown is a
St.
beast.
Brown's gonna probably get you 13 a game.
St. Brown is a beast. I want to say I got to give him his credit. St. Brown is a beast.
He's your third down security blanket. He's gonna get you them key first downs. I mean, Jared Goff has proven that he's found a good home in Detroit. So
Remember when Jared Goff got rolled off? The Rams traded him as just like as matching contracts, matching money, and for him to get to the Lions and still be producing.
Yeah, and like getting paid too. Like he's gonna looks like get about what 50-ish, 48, 53-ish.
You think he deserve?
I don't know if he is obviously he's not top tier Dak Prescott. Well, top tier Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, I want to say just Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Next tier is the Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert.
Trevor.
Dak is in that area lower. Then after that is great quarterback, not great. It's good quarterbacks that could possibly have them a Joe Flacco offseason or Joe
Okay.
Flacco postseason. And I think that's where Jared Goff lies. He can have him with Joe Flacco.
Okay. I agree with a lot of what you said, but there's only one problem.
So
You put Patrick Mahomes with anybody else. He's in a
you
tier by himself.
You're all right.
Ain't nobody up there with that man. Then you could bring, then you start with your Burrows and your Allens and your Lamars. And I love me some Lamar.
It ain't like back in the day, man, where we used to have Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, where everybody was in that same kind of upper echelon. Now it's like one man rules the league, and it's Patrick Mahomes. He's proven it time and time again.
Yeah, back then you could make an argument for somebody else. Now there's no argument, and they tried to force the Josh Allen argument down our throats, and we all could see that he wasn't as good as that guy. Seahawks just took Byron Murphy, the second defensive tackle.
That's a good pick.
And one thing I want to point out, it seems like a lot of the teams that was in that Final Four college football playoffs, a lot of the players from those teams is getting drafted early. It's not a coincidence. Definitely not a coincidence.
That's for sure.
They brought the talent. I mean, you see that they had the talent because they was able to get to the like you said, the Final Four.
And we got us a trade. Minnesota, they back on the clock. We were just talking about NFC North. Looks like they're trying to make them a move. What you think? They got their quarterback. I don't know how you feel about JJ McCarthy. I'm not a big fan, but he's a winner.
I'm surprised he fell that far.
He's a winner. You can't lie. He is a winner.
I'm surprised he fell that far, honestly. I was honestly thinking the Falcons.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that talk because we got a Vikings fan coming. So we'll save it. We got a Vikings fan coming. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say that talk because I want to ask that man how he feel about JJ because I got a bunch of questions.
Yeah, and what's even crazy, that man, he slandered Kirk Cousins.
Well, before we talk about that, let me get y'all's opinion on the Atlanta Falcons pick. What did y'all think?
You missed. That was one of the big things we talked about before you joined it. I was shocked. Q said
I was shocked too. Once Adam Schefter talked about it before the pick was selected, I was like, "There's no way that they take a quarterback." But when they took the quarterback, I was like, "Hey, they're taking the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes route. They're sitting behind a veteran quarterback for how long? Who knows?
I would like that, but they just dropped the bag off to Kirk Cousins. It's a 4-year deal. You do
I
that.
mean,
You do that after you give Kirk Cousins a 2-year deal and do this.
I
You don't give
mean,
someone a 4-year deal.
I got Packers gear all over my place. I mean, I wasn't through the song and dance with Aaron Rodgers because I became a fan shortly after he first started. But I mean, being a fan, I know how this shit runs down, man.
But they didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to be there as long as he was when they drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers got pissed off and won a couple MVPs.
Hey,
Like,
man.
we gotta keep
hell. You never drafted me a wide receiver. You never drafted me no help with this first round pick. And so then y'all went and got a quarterback. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna show y'all what I can do.
He said, let me give y'all 2 more MVPs real quick. He did that. So
I didn't
when that
mind
happens,
the
you gotta keep it.
season was my favorite season, hands down. I loved the 2020 season. That was something dirty. I never saw that from Aaron Rodgers. I was waiting for that to come back.
I'm trying to see who this is that the Vikings just traded up for.
Dallas Turner, Alabama edge.
Dallas Turner.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, because they got rid of Danielle Hunter.
Yeah, that's a good pick because it fit they need, but it's also a good pick.
That's kind of they're kind of giving the Texans vibe last year, getting the quarterback and a premier edge in the first round.
We'll talk about that. I don't believe in JJ McCarthy as much as I would have believed in CJ Stroud, but we'll talk about it. We'll get there. But looks like next up, 18. We got another one of the team that Q doesn't like at 18.
Who was that? Man, we're not talking about that. I'm not talking
The
about
Cincinnati Bengals is on the clock.
Man, y'all can talk about them. I don't care. I mean, but we can't talk about the fact that the thing I will say is I'm mad T. Higgins requested a trade after we paid the boy from the Jaguars,
Calvin Ridley.
I was going to call him Riddle. Calvin Riddle. Yeah. Because I would much rather have T. Higgins than Calvin. He's younger. He's younger, and I personally believe he's a better wide receiver.
Oh, 100%. Calvin Ridley, I see a lot of people want to push number 1 receiver on Calvin Ridley. I don't see one receiver. I see him as a solid 2. I see him.
They pay him to be a number 1. That's the problem.
That is a problem. I see him as a solid 2. He's a great true. His best seasons I felt like was when he was next to Julio Jones.
Exactly. That's the thing. You have a number 1 wide receiver taking away them double coverage. You have a guy wide open, and especially if it's a good caliber number 2, he's going to get open and he's going to get them yards.
Well, they banking on B-Hop still being that guy, which he showed glimpses.
Yeah. How old is D-Hop now?
He's got to be 32-ish, 33.
Yeah. How old is DeAndre Hopkins? That's a good question.
How many years do you think D-Hop's got left?
Well, I think
he's 31. He doesn't seem
okay. Yeah, that's still pretty solid. I mean, if he can
get as old as I thought he was. I thought he was older, but
yeah, me too. I thought he was like Julio old.
He's been doing it. He's been doing it for that long. It seems like,
and he's been solid this entire time.
Yeah.
So they banking on D-Hop still being that guy, which at 31 he can still be a number 1 wide receiver. So then you put Calvin Ridley next to him. He might earn that money. I doubt it.
But we know the issue with the Tennessee Titans right now.
It's the quarterback.
Who's going to throw them the ball?
Well, it's going to be Levis. It's going to be Levis.
Willis, you got Will Levis, Ryan Tannehill isn't there. Is he still there?
Nah, he's a free agent. It's going to be Levis. Levis is a starting quarterback going forward. That's why you draft the offensive tackle at the 7th pick, so he can get protection. Because now what's his excuses if he's bad? You got two good wide receivers. You got a good offensive line. I still don't believe we got a 31 running back, but you got running backs for the system that we have. So if you're not good, it's your fault.
So you will say you say confident. The Tennessee Titans have a bad year. They get a top 10, top 5 pick. Y'all definitely going quarterback, huh?
No, because they stupid. I mean, teams make stupid decisions. Atlanta just drafted a quarterback with the first round pick after spending all this money on Cousins. People make stupid picks. People make stupid
I
picks.
don't think it's a stupid pick. I think it's fucking great.
I don't think it's a stupid pick. I just don't think it makes sense.
Guys,
How would you do that?
guys, I shit you not. I've been through this song and dance. I know the pains of like, why the fuck would you just draft it? I went through the pains. I didn't understand the pick when it happened. I'm talking about when Jordan Love got selected. I'm not saying it's going to light a fire under Kirk Cousins, but I mean, maybe the Atlanta Falcons are taking that next step to be like, hey man, maybe the Packers and the Chiefs are onto something. Maybe if I sit this guy for a year or two or three, then maybe he has the potential. And who knows? I mean,
Michael Penix Jr. is already like 24.
That's the point I
Yeah.
was just getting ready to make.
yeah,
Jordan Love was young. Even Aaron Rodgers was 21 and 22 when he got drafted.
yeah.
Penix is 24. Like, don't get me wrong. I wish I was 24 again. But in football years, 24 is not that young.
But we're talking about QB. We ain't talking about running back. You know,
True.
we're not
But
talking about running backs, wide receivers, cornerbacks. We're talking about quarterbacks. I mean, you saw Brady. Brady was a different breed. But like even all these, these late great quarterbacks, they were playing into their late 30s, early 40s. And if you hit, it doesn't matter. But when you hit your prime, and if you have a long window, it doesn't matter. As long as you can sling that thing, it don't matter.
We'll see. I mean, Atlanta has done two questionable things this offseason, and one was paying Kirk Cousins all that money after him coming off an Achilles injury.
When I saw that contract, I was a little bit baffled myself.
Yeah,
questionable.
So Atlanta's gonna be the team to watch. Like, what y'all got going on over there? And I mean, I hope success on the man, Coach Mostert. I hope success on him, especially because he's a black man. But it's looking a little shaky over there, man. Get the organization together.
You said two questionable picks.
Two questionable. They do two questionable things.
I said picks, but two questionable decisions, two questionable things. Okay, cool. If y'all won't say drafting Penix is not stupid, I know for sure paying Kirk Cousins was stupid.
Yeah.
Off of that Achilles injury, and let's be real, Kirk Cousins was never bad. He never was the bottom 10 of quarterbacks, but he sure as hell ain't never been the top 10.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, he's not a bad quarterback. I think he is a serviceable quarterback. I'll put him in that tier that he can get you a Joe Flacco year, maybe. He can get you a Joe Flacco, maybe.
He was on something last year.
I don't know if you want to bank on it. If I was Atlanta, I would have went out and got Justin Fields, some younger. Then I would have gave him some weapons.
When Pittsburgh traded for Fields, I was seriously shocked that Pittsburgh, out of all people, would go get Justin Fields. I thought for sure he was either going to the Falcons or the Broncos.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't talking about the Broncos. The Broncos took Bo Nix. Well, y'all feel about Bo Nix?
I got a buddy. He's the maintenance guy at where I work, and he's a Broncos fan. And I've been kind of talking his ear off about what does he think? Where they're gonna go? What is he gonna do at QB? And then he's like, man, I have no idea. And then honestly, I think the Broncos tried to make an effort to get JJ, but I guess the Vikings just had a little bit more to offer, or the Broncos weren't willing to move up or something.
I think Bo Nix, if we talked about Penix being 24, Bo Nix gotta be 28. He gotta be 30. He gotta have kids with the white picket fence. Bo Nix done played at 40 for colleges. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. It's only
I
3.
didn't know that.
It's only 3, but still, hell, he might have went to a junior college.
What's the difference? 3?
Whew. You get what I'm saying? He done played at Auburn. I won't say for 3 years. Played at UCF for like 2 years, and then went and just played at Oregon.
Damn.
He is 24. Bo Nix is 24 years old.
Ain't no way. That birth certificate's wrong. That man is 28.
Come to fact check. Bring the birth certificate down. We need to see it. Show your birth certificate, Trump. We need to see it.
That man is 28 with 2 kids. He out here driving a minivan. I don't care what nobody say. He taking his kids to soccer practice. I don't care what nobody say.
Marius Mims, tackle from Georgia, goes to the
Team, so yeah,
Bengals.
another
That was a
top school pick.
that was a bad
There was
pick.
a bunch of guys that had him projected going to the Packers. Bunch of mock drafts I've been seeing.
That was a bad pick, not because of him, but it's because it was taken by Cincinnati.
The LA Rams is next up. We have not talked about it on this
Whoa,
podcast.
first round pick for the LA Rams?
Yeah, they got a first round pick, but
How
we
long
haven't
has
talked
it
about
been?
it on this podcast. Aaron Donald retired, man.
Dang, we haven't talked about Aaron Donald retire.
Surefire Hall of Fame. It kind of flew under the radar. It happened on a weird day when we went to. I think we was talking about WWE that next show. But Aaron Donald retired, man. I mean, that's again Surefire Hall of Famer. That's definitely going to be a hole that they're going to miss. I'm sure they would have liked Mims. I mean, not Mims. I'm sure they would have liked to get maybe that replacement of a defensive tackle. I don't know if there's any good D tackles or D linemen out there, but
I don't think you can replace Aaron Donald though.
you absolutely right.
It's just like you can get somebody to fill that hole, but I mean, that's a different breed. That's a Hall of Fame player, you know.
Some
It's
people
hard
say
to
he's
do that.
some people say he's the greatest defensive tackle of all time.
I mean, hey man. I mean, when you're getting fucking quadruple teamed every single down, it tells you something.
Mm.
I mean, I know y'all seen the memes on Twitter, just straight images of Aaron Donald getting tripled, quadruple teamed, but then, all these other guys are left singles or just wide open just because of how much of a threat he was every single time he was on the field.
Well,
Okay.
looks like what? We got a resident Vikings fan in here.
Uh-oh.
The Viking fan is in the building. We're gonna give him a little time, make sure he's ready to go.
Oh,
Me and Hunter was talking about top round receivers in the league earlier today,
Okay.
and I told him I was gonna give him my top list because
okay. Hold on, let me get comfortable.
he said what was we was talking about
I said CeeDee Lamb was a top 10 wide receiver, and you disagreed.
he said he was a top 10, and I said I don't think CeeDee Lamb's top 15.
Oh.
So are y'all ready for
Top
this?
15.
He's not top 15. And then
There's
I said
30
maybe.
There's
said
32 teams in the league. You're telling me that half the team's wide receivers are better than CeeDee Lamb?
Okay. And I'm gonna give y'all this list. Are y'all ready?
All right, here we go.
Before you get this list, I just think it's funny. The last time the Rams had a first round pick was in 2016. I just think
2016?
Man, my kid was 2.
That's what I was just about to fucking ask you that. I was like, when was your kid born?
My kid was 2.
So
My
yeah,
kid-
go ahead us with that list.
All right, so I'm not putting these in order.
You're not putting them in order, or are you putting
No.
them in?
I want to hear him because I want to know because there's only a handful of receivers I think that are better than CeeDee Lamb that I will take over CeeDee Lamb. So I want to see who you got.
I'm not putting them in order, but here we go. And I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all agree, but each person I name. First name, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he's better than CD.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. St. Brown, play for Detroit.
I can't say he's better than CD.
I knew you was gonna say.
I say they're about tied.
Okay, cool. All right, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. AJ Brown. Stop it.
I can say he had a shaky
Yeah,
he had a shaky season last year, but I can
I give it to him.
Okay.
He had a shaky season last year, but he did get paid too. Congratulations to getting paid.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Debo Samuels.
He's not even a really receiver for real.
Debo, I mean, if we
What we
talk
talking-
about time, maybe, but like as of recent, I mean,
He's not even a real receiver for real.
they use
Brandon
him more
Ayuk is a
running.
better receiver than him.
I was getting ready to say Brandon Ayuk. I was gonna put both of them ahead of CeeDee Lamb.
I don't know if
All right, so we saying 4 because you not.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Debo side of
All right,
things.
no.
And Ayuk, I think maybe Ayuk has like just a smidge higher than CD, but not too much.
I ain't
Okay.
over CD.
Okay. DJ Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
I said DJ, didn't I? DK Metcalf.
He's an interesting one. He is
Yeah,
like how I saw D Hop while he was in Houston. He good,
Yeah.
but I ain't checking for him like that because he ain't doing much.
He needs a quarterback. Like he had Geno Smith on his good year, but I mean,
I'll take CD over DK, but that's an interesting one. I might have to
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these receivers that are like right there with.
I would have to revisit that one.
Okay. Devontae Adams.
Come on, come on,
He's old,
come
but
on. Of course, the man's route running off the line.
yeah.
I mean, I could talk for hours.
Dion, what you saying? You ain't saying nothing. You ain't
I said
saying
he's
nothing.
old, but he's still that guy.
Okay.
He's still that guy.
Okay. What about B-Hop?
He's he is falling off. He's old, but he's still good. I would take CD over D Hop just because of the age. So, but if we're talking 1 year, I'll probably take. I don't know that stuff.
I'm taking CD. I'm taking
I'll
CD.
take. It's just because he's old. That's really it.
All right. Damn. Now I'm drawing a blank on his name. Play for the Rams. Not
Cooper
not
Kupp.
Puka. Yeah, Cooper Cup. I'm
Kupp.
not Puka, but New Cooper.
Cooper Cup.
I
is a
mean,
professional.
triple crown receiving. I mean, come on.
I had while we're on the Cooper Cup, I had a debate with some people in a group chat. Is he will he be a Hall of Famer? Like what more does
I think he needs to prove himself probably 1 or 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
because he had probably the best receiver.
Yeah, I
year,
mean,
Triple
yeah.
Crown, Super
Yep.
Bowl. Was he the
Yep.
Super Bowl MVP too?
Yeah, no,
I don't think he was.
yeah, maybe it was either him or Donald. I
It
think it
wasn't
was.
I thought it was Donald.
It wasn't
think it-
Donald.
I think
It
it was
should have been
Cooper.
Donald, but it wasn't. Donald.
Either,
It wasn't
either
Donald?
one.
Okay.
No, so I'm
Either
pretty
one.
sure he won the Super Bowl. The best receiver year you will probably ever see, and ever since then he's been shaky. But
Well, he was hurt.
Yeah.
but hey, availability.
Yeah, he probably need a good three more years.
Yeah, he needs to have a really solid, he needs to have a solid 1 or 2 more years to really solidify himself as a Hall of Fame receiver.
It was Cooper Cup. It was Cooper.
Yeah,
Right, it was Cooper.
Well, literally, he had the best year of receiver. There's nothing more a receiver could do that year than what he did.
All right,
Yeah.
real quick before Quag, I'm gonna let you get on your Vikings talk real quick. Dion, Joel Embiid dropped 50 tonight on the Knicks.
50.
Did they win?
Yeah, they won.
Oh,
It's funny. I brought up the Knicks as we bring in a Vikings fan. What's up, Quag? What's up, dog?
Good with you.
You're a Knicks fan too. That's all right. How you feel about him dropping 50 on y'all on one leg
and one eye?
He was bound to give me one game.
Okay, just one.
I don't see another one.
Okay, cool.
He just big for that shit not to hurt.
All right, look, we was gonna talk about JJ, but I was like, nah, we gotta wait until the Vikings fan come on to talk about JJ. Because I want to know because you wanted to trade up to get a quarterback. This is what you said before, I'm saying, me and you've been talking about this. How you feel about the person you shot to get?
I mean, he did just win a national championship, so I mean that's the upside.
You got your wish, man. You had slandered Kirk Cousins so much. Now he gone, and now y'all got JJ. Do you think you will be happy with this change?
As long as he throw that ball, I don't care what he do. As long as he get up there and yike it. Don't be scared to throw an interception. We don't care about that. We care about them dubs. But can I keep it real with y'all?
Keep it real. That's what we're here for.
Y'all gonna take our black quarterback, man. I understand ain't enough black quarterbacks to fill the roster up. We need at least one on the roster. Why we didn't go get Penix? I wanted Penix.
He was gone by the time y'all picked.
Yeah.
Oh, he was? I had to cut it off. I cut it off after a while. I was like, damn, it's taking too long. 10 minutes per pick. What's going on?
Yeah, that's the
They,
I hate that.
it's for TV purposes.
Yeah, they
You
try to
got,
you gotta get that ad revenue in.
you got to get as many. Did you just go pick on them Packers jersey?
Well, they lost a viewer tonight.
Talking about Devontae Adams. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I got it on. I still got it on in the background. Craig also traded up to get a defensive end out of Alabama. Was it Alabama?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. You don't even know because you cut it off. Y'all traded up to get a defensive end out of Alabama. Now, Bruno, what did y'all need? I know y'all need a quarterback. What else did y'all need?
Yeah, we lost to Neil Hunter, so we needed another lineman.
Got that.
Did I say we need another quarterback? I mean, we got one of those already.
You need another one. Is that what you're saying?
We needed a black one, but whatever. It happened. Receiving core is solid. You feel me? We low key we missing Zim on defense. We needed some secondary help. That old man Harrison Smith, he getting old.
What y'all need to do is pay Justin Jefferson, but not before we pay CeeDee Lamb.
Why would y'all pay CeeDee Lamb?
Because his contract is up.
No attention.
Thank you. He's not a top 10. I don't think he's top 15.
I ain't even saying that. I'm saying it's just gonna be another number 88 after a while anyway. So why pay him? Anybody can wear the jersey.
The man put up what 1,700 receiving yards last season.
How do we know how good he is?
That's
Honestly.
more because of that. That ain't because of him.
Okay.
Dak never
Honestly,
was.
how good is CeeDee Lamb? Is he just good with Dak?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I used to not be a believer in CeeDee Lamb. Back when we had Amari Cooper, I was a big Amari Cooper fan, and I was a big fan of the Amari Cooper CeeDee Lamb duo. When Dallas traded Amari Cooper for a bag of chips, I was pissed. Still mad about it because it was a dumb decision. CeeDee Lamb was not ready. The first year without Amari Cooper, most of the year he was not ready. He didn't look like a receiver one until like towards the end of the year. Last year, he actually looked like a wide receiver one. He actually produced. He actually did his thing. Only time he really didn't produce and looked shitty was against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs when it mattered the most. That's the only time he really looked shitty last season. And the Steelers pick is in. I don't know who they're going to get. They probably not going to get a quarterback because they got two of them.
Yeah, they got two of them. Wow. Yeah. Oh. I don't know. It ain't popping up. Who y'all think gonna start?
Russell Wilson will start. Definitely Russell Wilson will start.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Fields will definitely
Cameron
get a
Hayward
start
coming out
two
with
in
the
the
bench.
year. Whether it's a Russell Wilson injury or they just want to see what he got.
They better have they better run the duel like they be doing on the game, like in college.
They go. I mean, you know what they say: if you got two quarterbacks, you ain't got none.
I agree with that.
Hey, facts. He's spitting facts.
All right, bet. All right, we got another guest coming on. All right.
Oh, it's my guy. It's my guy, Devin Journey. Glad he joined us. I feel like I needed to talk. We needed to have him on here because Devin, my guy, he is a Chargers fan. He is one of five. It's him and that Asian woman that they showed a bunch of. So I had to hear what he says because I think Chargers has a interesting offseason ahead of them, or had an interesting offseason and an interesting season ahead of them. The Chargers, for the last 3 to 4 years, they had everything. They had the quarterback, they had the dynamic receivers, dynamic running back, some offensive linemen. They had pass rushers, but they didn't have the coach. Now looks like this upcoming season, they still got the quarterback. They don't got no running back. I don't know who the hell Justin Herbert's going to throw it to, but they got a coach. So I don't know how the season's going to go for the Chargers, but that's why I wanted Mr. Journey on here. How you feel? How you think the Chargers? How you feel about their first pick, and what is your expectations going forward?
So I mean, I was definitely surprised that we didn't take a wide receiver or a tight end. I mean, our wide receiver room now that Keenan Allen's gone is absolutely it's horrible. It's bad. Mike Williams, I don't know if he's officially not been signed yet. I know we're probably not bringing him back. But I will say having a potential double all-pro tackles, so having Slater at left tackle and having the alt at right, I mean, you're protecting your quarterback. I mean, you can't really argue against that. I mean, it's a very safe pick. I'll put it that way. Actually, extremely safe pick, and I think my roommate's a Titans fan. Very upset. He's very upset right now. I'm pretty sure the Titans really, really wanted him, and we kind of took him off. And that they took that tackle from Alabama, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they were very sad because I know he was was the number one guy. I mean, I'm fine with it. Again, the splash pick, obviously, if Marvin Harrison was there, that's who I wanted. Didn't think he'd make it to the 6th pick, but if he did, great. But I can live with it. Expectations are playoffs this year. I mean, we have arguably a top quarterback in the NFL. But I definitely think our roster is not what people think it is.
The roster's not good. Let's just call it a spade a spade. The roster's not good. Outside the quarterback, roster's not good.
How we sure the quarterback is good?
He's talented. I will say that. He hasn't got him anywhere, but you can blame the coach for that one. He has him with Coach Harbaugh will be telling because Harbaugh is quote unquote quarterback whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
He should improve, and if he improves from where he was, he's going to be on another level, which will be top tier level. I think he's a good quarterback. He's talented. For sure, you can't say he's not talented. He just hasn't done it like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson has done to put him tier 1.
It doesn't help that Anthony Lynn was kind of an idiot of a coach. It doesn't help that Brandon Staley was definitely an idiot of a coach. So, bad coach after bad coach here. I mean, he can't help you lose a 27-0 lead against the Jags in the playoffs. I mean, there's not much. I mean, that's not on him at the end of the day. I mean, that's all defense, and this is coming from a coach who was supposed to be a defensive guru, right? Turns out he really just had Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald in their prime, and I think I could probably go out there and get a top 10 defense if I had Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey as my 2 cornerstone pieces. So I definitely think it's playoffs. I don't think the Broncos are going to be all that good. I don't expect the Raiders to be that good. I mean, it's pretty much just Chiefs running the division per usual.
Running the NFL. Don't say that.
Running the AFC NFL. I mean, that's kind of like at this point we're playing for second place. We're playing for wild card. But I'm excited. I mean, I think Harbaugh brings a different juice to the team that we haven't had in years. And I mean, you're coming in with, again, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's young. And I think he has a lot to prove, and he has a lot of talent. I think his ceiling is a Mahomes level. Like, I think he's definitely can get up there to that level and that's a big if, we have good pieces around him. However, our offensive coordinator is Greg Roman, and I'm not too
you see what he did with Lamar.
Yeah, not too excited about that. Was kind of the only iffy hire that I look at, and I'm like,
Well, since we're on the topic of quarterback, you wasn't in here when we talked about it, but we have to ask you about probably the shocker of the night. I think it's a shocker. I think Atlanta made 2 questionable moves. First, paying Kirk Cousins all that money coming off an Achilles, and turning around and drafting Michael Penix Jr. I like the player. I like the pick. I just don't think it makes sense for them.
How long do we know how long Kirk Cousins' deal is? Is it 2 years?
4.
4. Oh, okay. The only thought process I can go with is they think that Kirk probably doesn't last the full 4 years, and have Penix sit behind him for a year or two. But even then, it's Atlanta. I mean, what do you want to say? They're just, it's a dumb pick, but also, well, it's not a dumb pick if you don't sign Kirk Cousins. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
you don't sign Kirk. I don't think the worst pick in the world. I mean, I don't know if Penix is going to work out. Nobody actually knows if any of these quarterbacks are going to work out, but I don't understand paying Kirk all that money for a 4-year deal, and then you turn around and draft a guy at number 8, and then also Kirk is probably pissed. Right, I guarantee you he's pissed off. Which could either go one or two ways. Either it pisses him off enough to make him play better, or it pisses him off to the point where now he doesn't want to be there, or I don't know. I'm not an NFL quarterback. I can't speak on how they think, but I don't get it personally. I think there's much bigger needs in Atlanta. But again, poverty franchise is what it is.
So it's we're here at the 21st draft, Miami Dolphins. We're probably not going to be up much longer. My goal is to wait until the Green Bay Packers pick because Hunter, he's a Green Bay Packers fan, and my Cowboys they drafted 24, Green Bay Packers 25. So we'll probably for sure wrap up then. So
Deion the boss.
it makes sense. It
He
makes
got
sense to
work in the
me.
morning, man. Come on.
I do got work in the
He
morning.
trying to get to bed.
It makes sense, but one thing, obviously another thing we talked about in here, Devin, is how long this draft is. How you feel about that? Because I spoke on how every year I watch it, I'm like, man, I'm not watching this shit again because it takes forever. My Cowboys is usually always in that 18 to 25 range, so I take 2 hours to wait to see who they draft. Every year I say I'm not watching it again, and somehow the NFL again wraps me into it to watching it again. How you feel about that?
I mean, I think so. Well, I missed the first part of the draft. I was coaching a baseball game, so that I missed that part. So it's not as long for me. And then with the Chargers picking with the 5th pick, it kind of I don't care as much. I think there's not as many storylines. I don't think in this draft, maybe in past ones, where once. I mean, I think it's done deal. We knew Caleb Williams was going 1, 2, and 3 were going to be either Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Marvin Harrison was pretty much guaranteed to go 4. I don't think you really had any guesses until you hit the 5th pick. And then, I mean, I'm looking at the list now. And I mean, there's not really anything like, I don't know. I don't think there's that many crazy storylines picks. I think it's just kind of a boring draft overall. I mean, you have a lot of quarterbacks. I didn't realize how many quarterbacks got drafted. Let me see. 3, 4, 5.
First 14 players were offense.
Yeah. I
It
see.
tells you something.
6 quarterbacks.
And at this point usually is when the TV production as Chop Robinson gets drafted edge for Penn State to the Dolphins. I feel like at this point, usually during the draft production, the story is usually when the TV shows the player getting drafted at his home. Usually they have a hot girlfriend who steals the show, or with CD Lamb.
Dude, I don't know if it's just me, but have y'all noticed that this goes back to last year too. Not a lot of players there.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, I mean, I think they said what, like 13 players were there or something. I mean, I remember but a few years ago. I mean, we were going into the second round and there were still 5 or 10 guys waiting to be called.
Well, I think what it is a lot of people would prefer to be around more than family members. You only get a certain amount of people that can come into the draft. So now they're doing it at all different places. It's in Detroit this year. It used to be in New York every year.
Green
New York
Bay
is a
next year,
tourist
baby.
destination. So, and next year's gonna be in Green Bay. It's probably gonna be even less people up there.
I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be even less people in Green Bay when the draft is there. But yeah, New York was a tourist destination, so probably a lot of people went because of the tourists.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to really look at the list. The only big surprise I'm looking at is I'm surprised Brock Bowers dropped all the way to 13.
Yeah.
That's to the Raiders. I mean, I know there's 6 quarterbacks taken ahead of him, and then a couple of tackles, receivers. But man, I thought Brock Bowers was going to be a top 6, maybe 7 pick, and it's a great pick by them. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I was looking for him. I would love for him to go to the Titans. I would have loved that.
We were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, that would have been my pick if we didn't, because we didn't get off. That would have been the person I would have taken. But I can't complain with the Alabama tackle because you got to protect Levis, even though I don't think Levis is that guy. Partially because he went to Kentucky. Like, I'm not even going to pretend like that's not the real reason why I don't like him. He went to Kentucky. I don't like him because he went to Kentucky. I can't see myself rooting for him because he went to Kentucky.
That's very fair.
Even though he plays for my team now, I still can't. I want a Wildcat to do good,
Yeah, it don't even sound right coming off the tongue.
It don't feel I got chills in my spine because I disrespected myself by saying that. So
The Philadelphia Eagles is on the clock. Number 22. They did pay AJ Brown. They had a good start to the year. They struggled crazy at the end of the year. But they again, Howie, the GM for them, feels like he knows what he's doing in the offseason. He always does good things. He ends up getting Saquon Barkley. We didn't talk about that when it happened. Any thoughts from any of you guys? How y'all feel Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts will fare? Now, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, uh, Devontae Smith. How y'all feeling about the Eagles? I don't
I
like
hope
them.
Saquon doesn't expect he's getting any goal line touchdowns.
They don't have not Travis, Jason Kelsey anymore. So fully expect the tush push to be nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, because now you got Saquon. You got a star running back that can get
That's true.
yard for you now. So you don't have to risk your center and your quarterback getting hurt off the tush push because you got a running back that's going to do it for you.
They seem to like it pretty well, though.
Yeah, I mean, cool. Just because you like it, just because. Let me tell you something.
They did it so much. I mean, come on.
They did it on 4th and 1. It wasn't even just a goal line thing. It was 4th and 2.
We need a yard. Fuck it.
They was doing it for 2 yards. Like they
could probably do it for 10. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but now you don't have to do that. You got a running back. You allow a running back to take care of business. I think it helps them out. Any type of weapon will help. That's going to help a team out. If you get a great weapon, it's just going to make great results. You got AJ. You got I was going to say Jalen Waddle, but he's in Miami.
Devontae Smith.
Thank you. Devontae Smith. If it wasn't for Deion, or if it wasn't for Deion, I'd be getting all these names wrong. Deion be coming through in the clutch. But Devontae Smith. And then you add on come on, Deion.
Saquon Barkley.
Thank you. You add on Saquon, it's gonna be great results for the team.
They still got a solid O-line, even though Kelsey retired.
Sure.
So, Devin, your thoughts? Saquon, Jalen Hurts.
I mean, I think the bigger storyline again is just I think Kelsey retiring. I think that's honestly a huge loss for them. I think he was still probably one of the best centers in the league, even at his age. And I think offensively, centers are extremely important. I think that's going to be a huge loss. I mean, Saquon's cool. Obviously, it comes down to can he stay healthy again? I know he was pretty healthy last year, I'm pretty sure. But he does have a injury history really since his rookie second year.
Yeah, second year was when it started to get bad for him.
Got real bad, for a little bit there. And he's had a couple years now. I think he's been able to play most games, but he's still pushing. He's just older. He's getting, I wouldn't say getting up there, but just getting up there, older running back. You lose your top center, heavy expectations coming into the year. I think they'll definitely still contend for a Super Bowl for sure. I think the NFC overall is pretty weak right now as well, at least compared to the AFC. You look NFC wise, who are we even? The 49ers, Lions. After that, how many other teams are really contenders for the Super Bowl at this point that I can think off the top of my head? Those are the only two.
I understand the disrespect to Dallas, but damn, I didn't like it. I definitely understand.
It's every week. Dallas this year. It's our year, but let's just be.
I don't think it's our year this year. Before we get out of here, I am going to ask you guys early record predictions for you guys' team. But we got about 2 more picks. We got Philly pick is in Jacksonville.
Can we talk about the Giants real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they took Neighbors, great wide receiver, out of LSU. That's great. But we gonna rock with Daniel Jones for another year?
Why not?
Did you see him play? That might be why not. If you draft,
they obviously didn't care enough to go get one.
So I get it's counter argument to what I said about Justin Fields. you give them weapons, they tend to look better. Daniel Jones had Saquon Barkley. He had a weapon, and he still looked bad.
I mean, honestly, Daniel Jones, he definitely owes Saquon Barkley some type of edible arrangement or something, because he's the reason why he got paid.
Not an edible arrangement.
Something. He owes him something, because, man, what if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones wouldn't be getting that $40 million a year.
I just think the Giants bad spot overall. I mean, I'm looking at like next year's like projected draft picks, like quarterback wise, and I mean, even your top three guys, and obviously this will all change, but I mean, Ken Ewers, Shadur, and Carson Beck are your top three guys who are projected. I don't know. I mean, and Daniel Jones is just the unfortunate, like, he's not bad enough to where you're going to be a top, 1 through 3 pick, but he's also not good enough to really win playoff games. So you're in that really bad middle ground that like Washington was in. Like, actually, Washington's a perfect example, where they kept like winning 8 or 9 games and pushing for a playoff spot, but then they were never good enough to really do anything. But then they weren't bad enough until this past year to get a top quarterback. And I think the Giants are going to be in that same exact predicament. They're going to spend another year or two with Daniel Jones, inevitably get a weak quarterback class, and then take another probably not good quarterback. And they're just going to be in a cycle of trying to find a replacement for Eli, I guess. I just think they're going to be bad. That's all it is.
I agree, and I hope they're bad because they're in my division.
Speaking of the division, Quinion Mitchell out of Toledo going this late.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising he went this late, but it's cool. Another quarterback for CeeDee Lamb to cook. That's all. CeeDee Lamb gonna cook him up. That's good. Before we get back on that soapbox,
he's not that good.
Actually, let's get back on it.
He's not that good. Dog.
We have a new person in. Devin, I gotta ask you. You're unbiased. Where would you rank CeeDee Lamb in the wide receiver hierarchy?
That's your homeboy. He gonna rock with you. Is he unbiased? Because
he's unbiased. Where would you rank CeeDee Lamb?
I had CeeDee in this past fantasy, and he had a couple really good games and a couple kind of games. He also, shout out to CeeDee Lamb, lost me $800 on a parlay for getting 49 yards instead of 50. That was the game that the Cowboys lost like 36 to like, what was it, like 7 or something like that. And they pulled him after like the second half, and he needed 1 more yard, and I lost $800. So it's actually kind of hate CeeDee Lamb at the moment. I don't know. He's pushing. I'm trying to think off the top of my head the wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, I definitely push a top 10. I'd have to really sit down and think about the list to like give a definitive, but I think he's pushed the top 10 for sure. I mean, this could be the year that pushes him definitely into that for sure top 10 range, maybe even top 5 might. I don't know. It really depends on the year he has. Top 5 might be really pushing him.
Give you some names. Have a solid couple more years to be top 5.
Yeah, I'm just on the top of my head. Justin Jefferson.
Go ahead, give him some names.
I can give you some names. You got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Amon St. Brown.
Amon St. Brown.
Thank you.
I would put them around. I think they're around the same tier at the very moment. I think Amon St. Brown definitely has a higher ceiling though.
All right, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, how you feel about Cooper?
Cooper Kupp. We also talked about him being a potential Hall of Famer just after having one great.
If I had to take one of them right now, I think CeeDee. I think it's very probably CeeDee. I think Kupp's. I don't know. That was like he didn't have the greatest year last year. He's injured though. I think.
What about Garrett Wilson?
That one's tough. I think they're still around that same area. I think they're both in that same pushing top 10 range. Honestly,
you watched Garrett Wilson this year though. With it, is that the Jets receiver?
Yep.
You what? I mean, hey man. I mean, Devonta and Rodgers together, that was something special. So you might have something special there with him and Rodgers this year.
Mhm.
Garrett Wilson was putting up numbers with whoever at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because literally it was whoever they picked. They was playing for that week.
Whoever felt like playing that day.
So I mean, give him a healthy Aaron Rodgers. He gonna be better than Lamb too.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
He's not.
I mean, but the thing is though, like look at the receivers Rodgers had his entire career. He made them look like Hall of Famers.
I don't know about that.
Come on now. Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams.
We knew they wasn't good.
I mean, he made Richard Rodgers look good back in the day.
We knew they wasn't good.
Come on now.
We knew Devontae. You can look at him and be like, okay, he that man. We look at Randall Cobb as, man, that's Aaron Rodgers' homeboy.
What about Jordy? What about Jordy, huh?
Hey, that's Aaron Rodgers' homeboy. He goes, hey, I'm thinking about, hey, cuz, I'm gonna make sure you get paid. I'll make sure you get paid, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got
you. Man, Jordy Nelson was a different breed, man.
He was good. Yeah, I think Jordy was good regardless. He did okay with the Raiders, didn't he? Well, he went to the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he went to the Raiders.
But it's like it's like that, towards the end of your career, kind of Randy Moss on the Raiders type deal as well,
Brian
Thomas took the Jaguars. Or Brian Thomas, my bad. Brian Thomas.
And I forgot about Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, definitely Stephon. Yeah, I think you could definitely put him in the top. City's in the top 10 for sure. I think would I put T. Higgins over CeeDee Lamb?
I would.
Yeah, I think I'd put T. Higgins over CeeDee Lamb. I think I'd still put Keenan Allen over CeeDee Lamb at this point as well.
I would too.
But I think
the more I think about it, the further he gets down. Hey, Hunter, it's coming off as a shot at Dion. But it's not a shot at Dion because me and Hunter had this conversation before.
The way you were talking about it today, you thought he was like the worst receiver in the league.
I didn't say that.
You said no way he's top 15, not even scratching the fucking surface of top 15.
And I feel like we done named 15 wide receivers better.
That's so blasphemous to me.
I mean, me and Dion over here were talking about, he's right there with him. He's right there. No, he's not.
Top 10. Top 10.
Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Look, what's the name of the show?
It's my perspective.
Everybody had a perspective. Everybody got their perspective. Some people's perspectives just be wrong, and in this occasion. But I mean, we heard the Cowboys is on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully expecting.
I wonder if they trade. We haven't seen a trade in a minute. Ever since that last Vikings trade.
That I will say if I had to guess, I would say we traded, and if they traded, I will be a little salty because I stayed up to watch them trade it. But I expect. I don't know if there's any centers. Where the centers is at because I don't think any centers went off the board. I don't know if there's any top centers left, but I expect a center. The most.
Mike Evans. I forgot about Mike Evans.
Without a doubt, no question.
He just keeps getting pushed down. I'm sorry.
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, I'd put CD over Olave.
See, I ain't that disrespectful.
What about DK Metcalf?
Damn. I think he's better. I think he's better.
Yeah, I think he's definitely like top 10 through 12, like looking at the list right now. And could probably push himself up higher.
Or he could push himself the other way,
Yeah, because I mean, you got other guys. You got Puka coming in. I mean, you got Nico Collins who's getting better, Jalen Waddle. I mean, these are guys who are definitely in that pushing that same tier that I think could go another level. And, does he follow them? DJ Moore.
What's crazy to me is, though, CeeDee Lamb is probably, depending on when Justin Jefferson gets paid or if we get paid before him, he'll probably break the receiving market. That's actually what's insane to me, though.
They'll just have to, yeah. It always happens, though.
Dion, Joel Embiid has been treated for a mild case of Bell's palsy for the past week.
Man put up 50 with Bell palsy.
That's what I was. You see, I'm like, he put up 50, and I get it says mild, but still,
He's on one leg and one. He's on one leg and one eye out there. He should not be playing for real.
and dropped 50.
You're gonna have to do it every game to win it.
Hell, they not gonna win. Let's just call it space, baby. They not gonna win.
Win the round or win the whole thing?
Win the round. I don't think they're gonna win the round. I don't see them beating New York 3 more times. I just don't.
Oh, I mean, we got this. This is a good topic to talk about. While we got 2 white guys, Cooper the G. People is calling him, you guys, Jackie Robinson.
Well, whenever you see a white secondary player, you kind of gotta, shout it from the rooftops. Not many, that doesn't happen too often. Some label him as a safety, some label him as a corner. I think he's just a secondary player. A lot of Packers fans want him. I thought the Eagles were going to take him. I was going to bring that up earlier when the Eagles took that corner. I thought they were going to take him because I feel like he would have been the perfect kind of Eagles secondary type player. He just seemed like an Eagle. If Green Bay takes him, it'll be probably, the first time in a long time that Packers fans are happy with the draft pick.
I really don't have an opinion on him, honestly. I just know he was a white corner. That was about it.
He'd be the first one since like 2002, something like that.
It's probably starter, yeah. I think that was the last a white corner started for sure.
Yeah, because the Broncos had what's his name?
Ooh,
he was a cornerback. He was a white cornerback.
I couldn't
even tell you right now, bro. That's before my time, probably.
No, this is recent. He's in this year's Madden.
I'm looking it up right now.
I only knew
I think he's still with the Broncos, but like you said, a starter. What's the last time a notable starter?
A notable starter?
Oh, like a notable starting like white cornerback. Oh, Dallas trades the pick to Detroit.
That's
unfortunate. I'm not surprised.
Detroit moving up.
We needed more picks. I'm a little disappointed. Neil, I don't know. Now I don't have any highlights to look at before I go to sleep tonight.
Well, they only moved back 4 spaces.
Yeah, we will still end the show after Green Bay's pick because
Well, I'm gonna cut out early because I have to be up to teach in the morning.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Before you leave, record for the Chargers next season.
Let me think. I think let me look at our schedule. Actually, I don't know our schedule off the top of my head.
He actually coming looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what divisions we play this year. Let's see. We have the whole AFC North and the whole NFC South.
The Dallas Cowboys got a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed that. I hate it, but we needed that.
I'm gonna go 9-8. I think 9 is safe. We have a couple pretty hard. We got a couple hard ones. I think at Cleveland, at Pittsburgh is going to be a little tough. Arizona is going to be better. And then we have a couple decent home games. We got the Ravens at home. We got the Bengals at home. Yeah, I'm going 9-8. That'd be my.
Glad you joined us, Devin. I know it was a little late for you. I know you had a game, but did you guys at least win?
No, we did not. We gave up 11 runs in the 3rd inning and never quite got back from that, unfortunately.
That is very unfortunate. If you have anything to plug before you get out of here, go ahead. Go right ahead. Thank you again for joining us to talk about your Chargers. It's going to be an interesting year for you guys.
I appreciate it. Love talking football. It's always a good time. All right. Peace out.
Later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. We
All
got,
right. One more
get
pick
to
to get to.
we're gonna get to one more pick. Then we're gonna get up out of here.
Well, we might just get up out of here because the Packers might do the same thing.
If
Oh
that's
yeah.
the case,
If we traded, we gonna go ahead and wrap this show.
yeah.
You know, I mean, come on now.
The
This could be
minute.
2018 draft all over again where we trade into the first round or the first pick in the second round to get Kevin King instead of JJ Watt or TJ Watt. I mean, it could be, that situation again.
I don't know. Damn, we ain't. How you feel about your Cowboys? For y'all record.
One thing I'll probably say we probably won't win the division because no one has repeat as division champs in since 2005, I think, something like that. Will be a wild card, probably get put out in the divisional round by somebody. I'm not very confident in this year. I probably won't feel any confidence unless we sign Dak to an extension. I'll say 10-7, 9-8, wild card.
All right. I'm looking at so when he said it, I'm going to look at the schedule for next year, and
I think, Quentin, I think we play each other, don't we?
we do. We play. Yep, y'all come to us.
When?
I ain't got that. I just know.
They ain't got that yet. We just know who we playing. They don't know when.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I know we got y'all, and we also got because Quag told me we got Minnesota at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at this record. Plus we played that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We play the Bengals too. The Bengals this year too. That's a guaranteed win. Can't wait for that. I'm going 9-8. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-8. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-8 because I feel like. So I know our home teams we're gonna play is the Texans. I feel like we play the Texans twice. We're gonna get one of them. We play the Colts twice. We should get one of them. And then we play the Jaguars twice. We should get one of them. Houston we might lose both of them. That's neither here nor there. Let's say we get the Colts, the Jaguars. We play the Patriots and Jets at home. That's 2 wins. We'll probably lose Green Bay. I'm cool with that. I say we beat the Vikings, and I say we beat the Bengals. And then we got the Commanders at home. So I'm taking that as a win. In Chicago.
Barryon Arnold going to the Lions.
Okay. I don't know why. I mean, why trade up?
Maybe the Packers wanted him.
Get the top. Yeah, get the top corner. Well, not the top corner, but get the corner. All right. How you feel about y'all? Y'all might take the white wonder.
The White Hope they calling them.
Yep.
Like I was saying, man. I mean, it'll be the first time in a long time. I think a majority of the Packers fans will be really happy with a pick that happens on draft night. I mean, I've said it for years and years, and I think I'll still say it tonight. I want him to get Max Melton. That's who I want him to get. I want him to get Bo Melton's brother, but I think he's not a first-round talent. I'm hoping that the Packers, with the 2 second-round picks they got for tomorrow night, I'm hoping that one of them's Max Melton. But that being said, I mean, for years I've been saying, Green Bay, I want them to get X, Y, and Z, but then they go off and take somebody I have no idea who the hell he is, but then he turns out to be better than the person that I wanted. So if they take him, cool. I'm fine with it. I think it'd be cool to have a white cornerback, just because how often do you see those, But hey, man, hey, maybe
the white wonder. What you think y'all record's gonna be?
It's tough to say with this new defensive coordinator. If we had the same defensive coordinator as we did last year, I would probably say like 10-7 last year if we kept the same coordinator. But with this new one, I have no idea because we're switching to a 4-3. I don't know how that's going to work out for our team. We got a bunch of new players on defense as well, you know, and it's
I
just
like Green Bay already. They did not waste no time. That pick is in, boy. Some of them teams we waited till like 20 seconds left.
they probably saying that white boy's still there, man. Oh shit, he's still there.
They said,
Man,
let,
that
hey, let
pick.
us get
White
the
boy's
white
still
boy.
there. We didn't have to pay it. We didn't have to pay anything to get him. He's right there for us. He fell into our laps.
Because a lot of them teams, boy, they had 10 minutes. They
No,
had
they're gonna take
final
a
10 seconds to
offensive
put that
lineman.
pick
I guarantee
in.
it. They ain't gonna take the white boy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Although I will say, Brian Gutekunst, the Packers GM, does love his Georgia boys and his Iowa boys.
Shit, if I was a GM, I love Georgia too.
Well, that was his
I would have a house down there right next to their practice
Well,
facility
shit,
just so I can scout them.
the last 3 first-round picks he's made was all from Georgia. Eric Stokes, Quay Walker, what is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's that defensive lineman. He got him.
Legitimately have a house in Athens, Georgia, just so I can scout their defensive players every year.
Yeah, I mean that's what Philly did. Philly just went down there and got a bunch of
Georgia boys.
That's what half their team is. Half their team is not but a bunch of Georgia boys. That's what they do.
I mean,
and again, they end not this year, but typically they end the college football playoff every year. So
yeah,
why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's time and time again, it's proven to be a good growing home, I guess, for all these kids coming out of high school, going into Georgia, or transferring through the portal to Georgia because to get your name out there, more snaps, more reps, whatever it is. I mean, shit, it's working.
All right, Roger. Bring your butt on up out, man. Come on.
Dion like, bro, it's working in the morning. I gotta go.
Man, it's not even just the work. It's more so I just hate how they do the draft. It's so annoying. Takes forever. It just
the later rounds is better because
I don't even watch. I really don't watch the later rounds. I don't even.
Check. The later rounds is better because they go.
Oh yeah. Oh
they
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
People get picked. You don't even They gotta recap the picks because they go so quick.
Be like the last 5 picks were just done in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's what they were.
And then like tomorrow, the second round, the picks they not 10 minutes. I think it's 5.
Yeah. But then even then, I don't think the commissioner's not coming out. It's gonna be I think the secondary commish or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's like a deputy.
Yeah, he's coming out and he's announcing the second round picks, and then the third round picks you got made by players, people, all these other whack cases and nut jobs.
So you guys know that these rounds happen on Friday night, Saturday, and
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
and Saturday. Yeah. I am probably usually halftime out on Friday nights. Saturday, I'm usually doing something, so I get it from my phone. That's why.
Well, Dion, let me say something. I'm old with a kid now, so I don't be out on Friday nights.
I'm not old, and I don't have a kid, and I choose to watch every second of the draft. Is that bad?
Yeah,
I love the draft, man. It's one of my favorite times in football.
I barely want to watch the first round. I probably wouldn't have watched the first round if it wasn't for the podcast, but we gotta give you guys some good content.
So you saying I'll make you watch the draft?
No, I chose to because I'm here.
Cousins is left stunned and frustrated by team selection of quarterback.
Yeah.
He
got somebody gonna be nipping up. Somebody gonna be nipping up his heels while he got an Achilles injury.
Do we see a Kirk Cousins MVP season in the works?
Hell no, he ain't Aaron Rodgers.
I know. Here we go, Packers pick.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting all day for this. Here we go. Sorry if y'all hear in the background.
Y'all been ahead of me all night because it said pick is in, but
Rodgers talking now.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't even got him on stage yet. So yeah, y'all ahead of me.
Well, told you, boys. Jordan Morgan, tackle from Arizona.
How you
Got some
feel?
sharp people.
Jordan Morgan. Again, like I said all night long, I have no idea who the hell this kid is. I just know that we need offensive line. And again, proven to be like, hey, man, they're going to take who they think's the best. And we need it. I mean, we definitely need a tackle. We need offensive line. I'm glad. And hey, this is the first offensive player the Packers have taken in like the last 11 years.
I know Aaron Rodgers is sick, but they got Jordan Morgan to protect Jordan Love. Did you give your you gave your record prediction for your Packers?
I'd say, you know what? Give me, what is it? Give me 11-6.
11-6. All right. Well,
Yeah, give me 11-6.
well, that'll be it from our perspective. Draft day edition. Draft day is long. We got work tomorrow. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we did
I'm
check
gonna
out
watch the whole thing, baby. Let's go.
we did check out the most important pieces. Some of the people that stopped by us. Favorite team again. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Devin. Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
for joining. Quag, do you got anything to say before we go ahead and sign out on here?
Did you call me Quag?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I
damn,
give
bro,
you on the show. You
Oh,
a
yeah,
regular.
yeah.
You a regular.
Hey,
Hunter, you got anything to say before we sign out?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Resident Green Bay Packer fan joined us. We had a Viking fan join us. We had a Charger fan, 1 of 5 in the world join us. So we're doing big things. I'm your host,